Welcome in to another edition of Morning Edition. Julian Sidori, Ann Satowski, Jason Harper, Ted Phaeton, all here after a weekend where a lot of us got to spend the nights, plural, at Camp Day Queen City News.
Yeah.
Slumber party.
Yeah.
Y'all got a lot closer.
We did. We did. We're going to go through some of our experiences here in
Yeah.
a second. Let me reference this video here.
Go
It's a
ahead.
time lapse of me setting up what Annie donated. Annie wasn't able to be here. You can share that later on, Annie. But you gave me your Queen air mattress.
I did.
Took me a second to figure out, how to operate the
You
bad
just
boy.
had to plug it in.
Well, I know that, but you
Okay.
see,
There's one
y'all,
switch, Jason.
I was pouring sweat trying to get the
How?
fitted sheet. Well, it's a really deep mattress. These sheets have been, I
at that
I
setup.
clearly figured it out.
You're like-
Bucky's,
Yeah.
y'all, I felt like a bug
In a
in a
rug.
rug. It's fantastic. But the process to get there, it just took me a second. And don't ask me why, Annie. I wasn't, all my functions weren't quite working when I got here.
Working
They were working. I mean, the weather was coming in. I was bringing in
working.
8 pounds of sloppy joes. I was trying to get settled. I'm bringing crap into the back corner of the sales department, and I'm sweating, and the lights weren't fully on, and I'm like doing switches. I had the nozzle turned the wrong way, so instead of inflating, it was deflate. It was a whole thing, Annie.
I
I was
see.
pouring sweat, and
Okay.
finally got it together. But
Oh.
thank you for letting me borrow that,
You're
because
welcome.
that was next level. I can
You're
barely
welcome.
fit on those little twin air mattresses, which these guys had all the experience.
Oh,
in the
no,
world.
no.
Oh, you had a big
no,
boy
no,
too?
No.
fancy?
Ted did not have. Ted had a nice big boy.
Oh, you had a
I
nice one
bought a
too.
big boy from home. I had a queen.
Oh.
I had a queen.
I had a twin
Oh.
inside of an edit bay, which, by the way, okay, so here's the thing. Jason, you had a nice setup. So did Ted. My
But-
room was soundproof.
Yeah,
That
So-
would have been
that
necessary.
that would have come in handy.
It was
would
quite
come in
nice.
handy.
It was quite nice. But yeah, we got real close. But here's the thing. What did we eat? Jason, you happened
Oh.
Did you
to
eat?
get our guy, Mr. Gordon Ramsay here. Take a look at this.
Oh, this is our boss.
Right. Casey Clark.
This is Casey
Possibly
Clark.
The best part of having a station sleepover is when your incredible news director, Casey, makes. What are we making?
We're going to make barbecue chicken, and then we're going to turn it into chicken sandwiches.
Oh.
And we're going to grill up some bacon. So right now, some of the chicken is going to get the bacon grease on it before we start actually.
Oh, I see it in there. There's the chicken. Oh my gosh.
So I'm going to cut up the rest of the chicken and
Y'all.
put a
That's one thing we did have.
Good.
is
It
we
was
had,
tasty.
we had some good food.
Okay.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We were eating.
Jason, we also have
we gotta
to
be
mention
set
the
up
fact
outside.
that you had
So we've got.
what do you call them? Sloppy Harpers?
Sloppy
Sloppy Oh,
Sloppy
ooh, thank you, Angie.
My wife, Angie, bless her heart, I love you. Last year, or a couple years ago, she made 2 to 3 pounds of sloppy joes. It was gone in 5 minutes. This time she made between 7 and 8
Oh my gosh.
pounds of sloppy joes, which was great because between the lunch and dinner and between the 3 main meals, we were on weird schedules here while we were we were on air almost nonstop for 48 hours, and so you could eat it at any time. It was so good.
Yeah.
I ate it cold. I ate it warm.
Ooh.
I ate it hot. It didn't matter. I just ate it.
All the temperatures.
I feel like when I wasn't on air, I was doing one of 3 things. It was I was on air, or I was sleeping, or I was eating.
That's it.
It's about right. It's about right. I made the mistake of mixing black coffee and sloppy Joe. And it was
Wait.
yes. So
Oh,
black coffee I had because
you started with
coffee,
that.
Okay.
right? And then before the chicken sandwiches, I had some sloppy Joe
As an appetizer.
As an appetizer. And about 3 hours afterwards, I sounded like a antique truck or one of those things on Beatty's floor. A little boom, 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 boom. And I was like, you know what? Your boy gotta do some things.
You know
Do
what?
some
And we realized quickly, Annie, we realized quickly, right? We're all in the same building.
Yes.
30
Yeah.
of us plus.
Yeah.
There are no showers.
No.
No, there's not.
There's limited space.
Yeah, limited space.
You're real tight.
Look, I felt like a lady of the night. Took
man.
some wipes, and we.
Thank God for dew wipes.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Thank God.
And they have them in each bathroom.
It did.
No disrespect. No disrespect to working women.
Oh my.
No. Oh, God, it just got hot. It just got hot in here.
I bought some of my wife's from home just in case.
Oh, Lord, look. Hey,
no.
but you know what? It's out of
Oh.
respect and love for our coworkers. Because had you not wiped yourself down, you would have been smelling some things.
Listen.
You would have been
Yeah.
smelling some things.
I don't need to smell you to love you.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, some of my wife's friends were saying yesterday morning, because yesterday was the first time we all got to go home, yesterday afternoon. Yesterday morning, some of my wife's friends were like, he looks like he's been sleeping at the station. And I was like, oh, no, this is not good.
I don't know about you guys. It took me about probably 2 minutes in the shower to just wipe off or rinse off the baby wipe and dude wipe film. Like I felt it was like I felt like I had like a little grease. On.
The little residue. It was one of those showers where afterwards you go up to the mirror, you have to do
Yeah.
It was that long.
Yep.
it was that long.
Long
You're not
shower.
wrong.
Listen,
not
y'all
wrong.
deserve it. Ted, where did you actually sleep?
So I stayed in it was a little nook for Positively Charlotte. They have an
Hey,
office.
the Nook is a nice
It's
office.
a nice
That's a big
office.
office.
Ted, it gets warm in there. Is that why you were so sweaty?
Actually, it wasn't. The heat went out
Great
there.
question.
It was hot.
The-
It's hot in there.
It wasn't that hot because the heat went out there, and I made the mistake
Oh.
the first time. So our like control room, our
The server room.
servers-
Yeah.
server room is right next to it, and they have like the window. So the first night, shout out to my wife and my sister, because while packing, they said, "Why don't you take an extra blanket with you?" I said, "I don't need it. I'm good. This is
I
keep
said
me
the
warm
same
enough."
thing.
It gets hot in the office, right?
It gets cold too.
So I get there, I'm sleeping, and that light's in my face, and the evening news is going. So thank you, wife, for packing the second blanket.
Oh, man.
Oh, right over the face. That was great. The second night, I rearranged the bed so it was no longer a problem. I was deeper in the nook.
Okay.
And it was pretty good. And I got to close the door, but wasn't that good with soundproof though. If I had the edit bay soundproof,
I was with you on that.
Yeah.
that would have been the perfect setup.
Nah,
Julian chose right.
I did. I did. I got that soundproof. My wife made me like a little to-go bag. It had like a little rice balls when you get in there. She had like for hubby. And so I was in there,
Cute.
and I was in there in my little warm Michigan blanket. Where you just with a little snacks.
You were
I'll bet you did
the
it. I believe it.
snacks. I saw videos from some of our producers and editors and directors, and we have a sales department attached to the newsroom
Yeah.
where it's kind of like this long old runway with cubicles there, and they were our chief business correspondent Taylor Young was doing her best version of, I don't even know what you would call that, not like Frogger, but she was just bounding between the air mattresses.
Yeah.
There were footballs being thrown, but I saw someone, sitting there and they didn't have shoes on. And I think I texted the guys and I was like, I could smell that picture. And kudos to all of you. You all spent multiple nights here, especially Ted, just keeping everyone informed about what was going on. I had to stay at home. I had to sit on the sidelines for that one because I had a husband who was stuck elsewhere. And so, and no nanny able to get to us with the ice.
But
so
Annie, you had extensive conversations with your child.
I had the best conversations
With a
with my
16-month-old.
child, with a 16-month-old.
That's fun.
There was lots of Moana that happened, which is not different than our everyday. I woke up with the Encanto songs in my head from the Tony box.
about
Don't we talk about Bruno?
No.
No. No, but we learned a lot of new words. She learned fire from the fireplace. She now knows how to turn that on, so that's super cool.
Wow.
Thank God it's really high up. She can't do it. But I could smell those pictures, and you guys just did a great job keeping everyone informed. And I watched, and it was interesting to watch as a viewer perspective. I did that on maternity leave, but I don't know what happened during that whole time. So
It's a blur. Fog of war.
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. It was a good experience. I'm glad that we came together as a team and
Yeah.
on different shifts and all that kind of stuff. I think we had all hit our
Max.
sleepover, the excitement that you have, slumber party, then you start getting tired, and then you get past that and you're like,
I want to go.
I love you, but I'm ready for my space. I'm ready, like the excitement is worn off. Let's go home. So it was just the right amount.
Well, I think that
Was.
people don't really realize, because people just don't really realize what news crews have to do in these situations. And it's not just for weather, too. Weather, most importantly, because it wasn't really safe to drive or we didn't know what we'd be running into. But anytime there's anything big that's happening in our area, whether that was COVID or COVID doesn't count because no one was hanging out together. But whether it's big protests or it's a big fire or just any natural disaster that happens, we luckily don't have to deal with that with a hurricane. But people stay over. Our
Yeah.
meteorologists stay over.
Yeah.
Our reporters stay over. Our photographers. It was all hands on deck situation. And I don't think people realize that like hospital workers or emergency staff or police, they all don't get to choose to come in or not.
That's true. I mean, I think it's because as news, it's not about us, right?
Right.
It's not about us. It's just our job, so we don't really share that much of it. But in events like this, we get to share with you a little bit behind the scenes, and that's what this is all about. And look, we have a jam-packed show coming up for everybody. We have stuff about airport divorces coming up. We also have a person that May K. Beeler talked to at the airport.
So good.
Hilarious.
So good.
And also the nightmares at the airport. We've all been there. We have some horror stories coming up. All that and more on Morning Edition. We'll be right back after the break.
Welcome back into Morning Edition. We just finished talking about the weekend camp out here at the station because there was something going on causing the most cancellations and delays since COVID-19. That was the winter system impacting the entire Southeast. And travelers from the Northeast, from all over, coming in, going out, found themselves stranded at Charlotte Douglas International. Our very own May K. Beeler did a fantastic job working with the travelers, meeting the travelers, and we met probably everyone's spirit.
Okay, so you were supposed to go to Jersey, but you ended up in Charlotte. Why are you in Charlotte?
This is way closer than Miami to get to home.
Okay. All right, so now what?
That's a good question. American Airlines, can you tell me? I'm trying to get back to Jersey. Anybody can let me know how I can get back to Jersey through Americans. Y'all not even accommodating your people.
All right, so in defense of American, and we love you, Mimi, and I feel your pain, they can't control the weather. Yeah. All right, are they giving you a hotel or vouchers? What's going on?
I'm stranded.
You're stranded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How does that make you feel?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Ma, if you watching right now, girl, call me. 'Cause, I'm stranded right now.
That is Mimi.
She's amazing.
Mimi.
That's the spirit.
I hope she got home.
Oh, me too.
I know we should check on her.
That was Sunday, right?
Sad.
That was
that was Sunday morning. Sunday morning.
Okay.
Sunday morning is when Mimi showed up, and May K.
was awesome.
Look, I think unfortunately that is the reality that a lot of people were facing. And look, even if we take a look right now, this is what people are dealing with. Okay, so we're talking about
It's the misery,
617 delays. This is between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. We're recording this Tuesday morning, the 27th at 10:37. So 617 delays, 380 cancellations. This is after everything.
What's the worst airport? I can't.
Worst
read it at the
airport
top.
is Dallas.
Okay. That makes sense.
They have 68 delays, 65 cancellations. I'll go ahead and make that full screen for everybody so they can
There
see.
we go.
During most of the weekend, Charlotte was either number 2 or number 3.
And we're number 5 on the list right now.
Yeah, number 5 right now. But so Saturday, I think we were number 2. Sunday, we kind of flip flop between us and Boston.
Well, then they did a ground stop forcing.
Yeah,
the ground
which
stop.
That didn't help anything.
Yeah. And so now people are kind of stuck in this weird period where they your flight was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So you have other flights that are now getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So then flight crews time out. People are still stuck here in Charlotte Douglas. We talked to one family, they've been stuck over 24 hours.
Yeah.
And they don't know when they're going home.
You remember the scene from Home Alone where she finally comes back from, where'd they go, Paris?
Yeah.
And she finally gets back and she's like, I got to get back. There was no way, any way that a flight was going to get her back to Chicago.
Right.
And so she finally, after everything, remember, she hops in
She's in so many different
the
cities.
polka band. She gets in the polka band truck with John Candy. That's how she gets back. I feel like Mimi and some of these other people are like, at this point, I will take anything to get back to wherever home is.
And it's so hard, too, because when you think about it, it's a ripple effect, right? And so you're like, the weather's fine, let's go. Okay, but there are just so many other things that happen. And so, I mean, it is frustrating, but I do feel for airline employees. So if people are in that situation, just don't yell at them. Like, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
I do feel like, I think a common thread is like communication.
Human, please.
Human, please. Yeah. I mean, communication could be better. I think that there's a lot of people who don't feel like they're being communicated with, and that is fair. But a lot of the people probably don't know. The lady that you're yelling at the customer service desk, like, she doesn't make the rules.
Yeah.
Well,
He
it's
doesn't
not.
make the
It's not their
rules,
fault
like-
that flight crews time out or that the
Right.
airlines only have so many planes. Like that is just a reality.
It's a safety thing.
I think one thing too that can help people, and we were saying this on the news, if you're ever in a situation where the airlines start to offer you those free changes, and you're like, okay, my flight's not canceled yet. As soon as they offer you free changes, that means they know something, right? That means they're saying, I'm looking at the forecast here. I'm looking and listening to what the meteorologists are saying.
If I'm reading the cards.
Right.
Yeah.
They're willing to give up some money so you can have a free change. Go ahead and change your flight.
Hold on. My sister just went through this yesterday.
Mhm.
It's always a toss-up.
Why?
And I say that because, my sister flew in Thursday, or Wednesday. She was well aware of the storm. Her flight was yesterday morning. She changed it to a different flight because she got that offer. So these were the text messages really quick.
Uh-oh.
It was supposed to leave at 3, boarding at 4:40 now. Okay. I roll at 5:11, waiting for a captain to be assigned. Now boarding at 7 p.m. Before I'm going to bed, hey, are you still here? Are you ready to board? Nope. Going to bed. Still here. I texted her this morning. Did you get back? She got back at 2 a.m.
No, but when did she book her flight for, though?
Her original flight took off no problem.
Well, no, when did she book her change for, though?
Her change was that morning when they offered her the ability to
No,
do
but
so.
when did so she changed it to what day?
Same day.
Same day.
It was
Same
same
day?
day flight. It was the
Different airline?
Yeah, her original flight was supposed to leave at like 11 a.m.
Uh-huh.
She changed it to a 3:30.
So I would say so what you do is you change to after the storm system has left. That's what Maykay was saying. It's
I
like
got
you want to budget for exactly what we're seeing right now, because if you change it for around the same time, you're probably going to get
Yeah,
caught up in
and later in
something.
the-
Right, you're going to get caught in a travel nightmare. You're going to sleep in the station. The cancellations. You need to budget for the fact that when I want to fly out, that's probably not going to happen. You're supposed to be back on a Tuesday, like, oh, maybe I'll push it to Wednesday. Realistically, you probably need to look at a Thursday or a Friday, because, yes, they have that flight available now, but to deal with all the cancellations, your flight that you rebook on is probably going to get pushed back.
Yeah.
So push back after the storm system, and then probably a day to buffer for the residual impacts. Because here's the thing, too, and we talked about this on air, it's not just Charlotte that dealt with winter weather.
Right.
Dallas dealt with winter
It's all
weather.
over.
Chicago dealt with winter weather, right? Tennessee dealt with winter weather. So if your flight had to go, all those flights are at another airport, they have to come here, they may not be able to get to you. So when you're looking at rebooking, book like further out. One of my professors actually booked a flight. His family's in Orlando, right?
Oh.
They went down there, and kudos to him. He had a flight.
Nice.
They were set to go down to Orlando for the weekend. He's like, we're going to bump it up. We're going to get out before the storm. Smart man. He had the money to book and then get the refunds if he wanted to. He booked flights returning home from Orlando on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday. Like, one of them was going to take off.
Yeah.
And whichever one we don't take,
One's
I'm
gonna
gonna
hit.
I'll get a refund.
Exactly. So just, plan for it. But I want to talk about this, what we had up here, the travel nightmares, because it's not just like what happened. We've all had travel nightmare stories.
Yeah.
Harper's eyebrows immediately go up. Harper, do you have one that comes to mind?
Oh, man. Y'all, 10, 11 years ago, I was coming back international from
Oh,
India.
God, international
Yeah,
already.
Right. And so the connection point back in the U.S. was through Chicago. I was trying to get back to, at this time, to Arkansas. So I wasn't coming back to a hub like Charlotte.
Okay.
That's part of the problem. Anyway, so I'm coming back from India. They knew mid-flight from wherever I was in India, they knew mid-flight that I wasn't going to be able to land in Chicago because of snow. So they had me land in Turkey.
Oh, no.
That was never on the itinerary.
No.
24 hours in Turkey. Never planned for that. So that's me trying to figure out. And 11 years ago, Google and translation, AI, none of that was a thing. So I'm in a city in another country I know nothing about. All that to say, I finally get to Chicago like a day and a half later than I needed to. Get there. It is snowing, just buckets. There are no flights for like the next 24 hours. I'm trying to get, it was a headache. I rented a car from Chicago.
Yeah.
By myself.
Oh, and you
drove from Chicago
To Arkansas.
which is, I don't know, 8, 9, 10. It was almost 12 hours because of the weather. But at that point, yeah, I mean, you got lines a mile long trying to rebook flights. And I'm like, at this point, I don't care what mode of transportation. Get me out of here. It was terrible.
The hard part is when that happens and there's no cars available.
Oh, yeah, you're
that
right.
happened to me in Chicago. I have two
No.
brief ones.
No.
Was coming back from the West Coast trying to get to Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is literally a 45-minute flight from Chicago. It's like you go up and you come down. So there was a tornado warning. And so obviously no flights were taking off. I couldn't get another flight. Again, super duper long. This is before I had lounge access and I was waiting with Jet Pop with like customer service.
Okay, Annie.
Sorry. Okay, if you have lounge access with American or anything, go there. Do not try to go to a regular customer service desk.
Okay, you're right.
You're welcome. Couldn't get a car. And I just needed to drive the 3 hours around Lake Michigan to get home. I couldn't get a car. So I got a hotel. I got some sketchy rental car for the next day in the middle of the city, took a $100 Uber to get in there. I get there and they're like, we don't have your reservation.
Oh, no.
I think, how old was I? I don't know, but I cried and I got a car.
There you go. Crying works. Nicely done.
Car. It was a crappy car, and I drove. The only other time I spent the night in the airport was the Las Vegas airport. It was just not
a bad airport.
No, I mean, no, but I was how old was I? I was a teenager traveling with my mom, so it was lame because I couldn't even enjoy like, the slot machines or the drinking or anything fun. So our flight was changed because of a windstorm, couldn't take off. So we slept in the airport just with like when we were rebooked. That is not the place to sleep, y'all, because slot machines going off all night long.
I feel like just a word to the wise: if you have a connecting flight between November and February, because sometimes you don't look at the city. MDW, okay? So for people who are not familiar with the airport abbreviations, MDW is Chicago Midway International. Okay,
don't do it.
Do not risk it. If you can avoid having a connection in Chicago, because there's a chance you get to Chicago and then you don't leave.
You're going to stay.
You're going to stay in Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. You're stuck.
Right. Love Chicago as a city, but connecting that airport,
it's always risky.
Winter months.
Even in the summer, because that's when the tornado happened.
There you go.
Do you think we should have the discussion of upping these vouchers to reflect inflation? Because they're still about $12.
Dude,
for a
that-
meal.
They're so bad. You can't buy anything with the vouchers.
That's like 2 chicken nuggets.
We had a bunch of friends and I were going to a bachelor party in Arizona, and we had a flight that timed out, whatever. It was like one of those things where you board, and then like, oh, we have an engine issue. We're working to fix it. You sit on the tarmac for like 3 hours. Like, okay, the flight crew's timing out. We're going to try to get you on the next one. We had to stay at an airport. I think it was for 6 hours until our next flight.
Oof.
And they gave us a voucher for like a sandwich and a drink. It was like $15. Ain't no way you're getting a sandwich and drink for $15. So yes, Ted, they need to up the vouchers so you can actually get a meal.
Yeah.
Because just a sandwich alone is like $15. A drink is like
Put a
$6.
price on it. It should say free meal combo or free
Thank
whatever.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to like the place with the fajitas and the margaritas. I'm getting that's my meal.
All
and
the
that is my
eaters. All the
beverage.
eaters.
All the eaters.
Give me all the
Margaritas.
The eaters. Oh man. Jason, you're on time. I don't know how much do we have time for one more break?
We can do it. We can do it.
We can do it. Okay.
Fast.
We got a quick break. We'll be back with Morning Edition right after this. Welcome back into Morning Edition. Speaking of airports, there's a new thing called an airport divorce. Essentially, when you get to the airport together, right, and then you split ways once you get through security to meet up at the gate because maybe you and your partner have different preferences.
Like, give me an example.
Like, okay, so say you like to belly up to the airport bar, right? And your wife would rather go to, maybe she wants to go shopping for overpriced things in the airport.
That's easy to do.
It is easy to do. Yeah. Or you would go to the lounge and your partner wants to, I don't know why they go in your place outside the lounge if you have lounge access. So you split up and then you meet at the gate when it's time for boarding. This would give me anxiety.
So much.
No.
If Jordan and I split up, I'd be like, is my wife going to be here? I don't know where she is. I'd be tracking her location. I'm like, baby, where are you? Because once you're on the trip, I have my travel buddy. I don't lose my travel buddy.
Don't lose your ex.
Nope.
buddy.
Right. Are you guys game for an airport divorce?
Nah.
No?
It would be my wife. We would have a real divorce if we tried this. It would be a real because we accidentally did this. Where she was like, I'm gonna go wait in line and get coffee. She's gonna run to the restroom. She goes, okay,
Yeah.
I'll meet you back right here. This is the tile I'm standing on. I will meet you back here.
She didn't.
I interpreted that as I will meet you wherever I want. And so after I got coffee, I don't know where I went. I need one of those, the little toddler restraint.
Yep.
With
The leash.
with the backpack and the leash.
This guy needed one of those. He focused on the coffee, and that was whatever was said after that. I stopped listening, and that's the almost divorce happened because I was trying to do an airport divorce. It didn't work out. So, no, my wife would say, we are sticking together.
Yes.
So she puts her belt loop like through my belt goes through her belt loop.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we're walking like this through the airport.
Locked at the hip.
But I board at the same time she does.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I mean, look.
No.
We
No.
travel with a toddler now, so my wife would kill me if I left her on her own with that.
1,000%. You gotta be together on that one.
Here we go. Well, you know what?
We're going to the lounge and we're gonna be happy.
There you go.
That's it.
Annie in her lounge. All right.
Annie, I'm with you.
Ted, you have the lounge too.
I have
Don't
the lounge.
y'all
All right.
love the
I'm with
lounge.
You
Don't
know what?
pretend
You know what? Here we go. We're gonna go to
don't pretend.
the lounge beyond the
Go to the
fourth
lounge.
wall. We'll see you on another
Right now.
episode of Morning Edition next time. Catch you later.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.